My name is Honorable Kingsley Chima, member representing Ohaje Moguta, Oru West Federal Constituency of Imo State, Deputy Chairman, Public Procurement Committee of the House of Reps. Well, in all fairness to me and you, my place is almost in trouble now. The greater percentage of my 2 local governments has been submerged by flood. Several residents, settlements, homes, farms have been chased away by flood. I think I can tell you that the last time we had this kind of flood was, it should be in 2012. We've never had it this bad, where the flood has even cut off the road entering River State, Eboma River State to Imo State. Precisely the Ibocha Bridge. Ibocha Bridge has been taken over by the flood. And today, this afternoon, we just got an information too that the water has crossed Abacheke Road, the major federal road. It has crossed it. And we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Same applies to Guta area. The whole of Enibo, Acre, has been chased away by the flood. K Beach has actually packed out of their homes. Maho and the whole of Eboma East, Eboma West, Eboma West. Eboma West, I mean, is we'll call it Ogada. Ogada has been chased away by the flood. So several places. Ezi also is in trouble because of the flood. Also Bodo is in trouble. Opugoma is in trouble. Etekuri is in trouble. Almost all the communities within this shoreline of Orashi River has been submerged by the flood. So I don't know the cause of this year's flood, but the level of damage is very, very enormous. The level of damage is something I know that it will be so difficult for you to quantify financially. I know a lot of my people are natively agrarians, and I know, as I talked to you this afternoon, so many farms has been consumed completely. Not just water, but the ocean has seeded most of these farms into their occupation. So, and this is a major problem we're having as we talk this afternoon. So, considering the damage, the loss, the effects on both the GDP level of my people, and above all, the hardship that this will actually bring to the people, I am using this medium to call on the federal government, call on the state government to come to the rescue of my people, to see how they can help my people. We cannot fold our arms and watch our people die because of flood. I know very well we spend so much money to curb insecurity. I know we spend so much money to attend to other emergency, but this one is an emergency with difference, because this one, you are not running with any of your belongings. You are running away, abandoning your belongings, things you suffered over years to actually purchase, or things to acquire. And these things today are being taken away or washed away by a river, by water. I thank God we've not recorded issue of death, but the level of health hazard this will cause to the people is something we need to check. I know, as I speak to you, the NEMA has done some preliminary observation or investigation to the area. There is a level of damage, but we need to do more. I am urging the federal government of Nigeria to declare those areas as an emergency situation, because we're talking about 2023 election. If one is not in his home, if one is not alive, how can he vote? And that is why we should take some of these issues very serious as a country. We shouldn't wait for people to complain before interventionist agencies and organizations go in to help our people. This is just one major thing I feel they should do for the people living along the coastal lines. We need to actually help them so that not every year, if it means having a short-term measure, having a long-term measure, there's every need for all efforts to be geared towards checkmating why this thing keep on recurring every year. If it means going on having a permanent solution, what's the permanent solution? Looking at how we can either dredge the ocean more, that is the river more, in order to accommodate larger volume of water, because that is what I know that is a major problem, or do shoreline protection. We can't continue losing assets and properties because of this flood. In Western world, there are better ways of checkmating this, knowing fully well that this is like an annual ritual. We can't leave it, and our people are perishing because of natural disaster. So I appeal to federal government of Nigeria through the agencies like NEMA, through Refugee Commission, through SMEDAN, through Ecological Fund, any agency that can assist us to permanently checkmate this. I tell you that the people will no longer lose their assets. We are talking about property, physical property. We've not discussed about the farm, the loss in our farms. And I tell you, if this continues, the period it happened is a very dangerous period. This is a period very close to harvesting farm produce. And if you allow this to continue, next year we're going to have a very serious drought. And we're entering into election year. So that is why my appeal, like I said earlier, is to see how best we can manage this and provide a lasting solution. We provide solutions to, and let me tell you, greater percentage of our bad roads are caused by this flooding and heavy rainfalls. We should find a way, because the moment after the water or the river has crossed most of these roads, you find it difficult to meet the road in good condition after a period of 6 months. The roads begin to have wears and tears. They begin to have potholes. They begin to have, and any road that has a pothole which is filled up again by this flood and all the rest, that road takes you a longer or much money to rehabilitate. And anywhere you have a kind of a residual water, where you have a residual water on the road, the quality of the asphalt begin to depreciate. And that is why greater percentage of our roads are in bad condition. And I say it without missing words, we need to urgently declare state of emergency on this issue of flooding in the country. I hear Anambra, I hear Kogi, I hear these things. Why can't we find a lasting solution? If they say it's a dam, maybe the Cameroon-Nigeria dam, when it's opened, we'll find a way we can rechannel into Atlantic Ocean. If the moment you know you want to open the dam, you don't allow other people from other areas to be at the receiving end. For the fact you know that dam is to be opened at a certain period of time because of overflow, we find a way. As we are opening, another channel is taking up the excess water, and that will empty straight to the Atlantic Ocean or any ocean within the locality, and that will put a stop to this every year. We know from August every year we begin to explore flooding till January, losing a lot of property to flood. So this is my own submissions and the best way to have a long-lasting solutions. And we can as well too check on the shoreline protection. If the water is overflowing at the bank of the rivers from maybe the east side of it, you can have a barricade, a concrete barricade that allows it not to overflow from it, because why the soil the topography is very porous and loose. It enables the water to flow and decompose within that particular distance. But if the soil is solid, the water cannot overflow above the solid foundation. So these are the areas we can provide permanent solutions or long-term solutions to the menace of flooding in Nigeria. As I talked to you, I have not gotten such information from my local source. I have not gotten such information. And this is why you see immediately after the situation, the flood, every year, immediately after the flooding situation, you meet a lot of health situations. you meet a lot of people carrying or having a lot of sicknesses. And we have to bear in mind too that this water or this flood is coming from territorial water that is from far away West Africa. It has connectivity with almost all the West African countries and beyond. So a lot of diseases flow alongside the water. It's throwing out a lot of animals, it's killing a lot of fishes, it's throwing out a lot of animals, reptiles, and whatsoever. And as these things are being thrown out, you have the reptiles, the most dangerous reptiles like the snakes, running out of their board in order to find refuge somewhere. And the best place they can find refuge could be the upland where the human beings are occupying. So a lot of issues, honestly, a lot of issues. And I will request that both Federal Minister of Health, Federal Minister of Humanitarian Services, Environment, and NEMA should live up to the expectation as regards to this situation. If it means getting an emergency or executive communication, because I know too that such situation was not provided, maybe in the budget. If it means bringing executive communication to National Assembly to see how we can fast track anything that will help to save lives of our people. I know the legislature, the National Assembly, I know we act expeditiously to give flesh to whatever thing that's coming from the executive.
Thank you, sir. Please.
I put it cumulatively. I may not have, I'm not a staff of MPC, but if you ask me, I'm very, very sure that people affected within these two local governments are not less than, put it averagely, between 70 to 80,000 people. Because within my local government, we had over 120 or 130,000 registered voters. And Oguta has over 100. So I know it's not everywhere that is affected, but cumulatively, I say between 70, 80 to 90,000 people are affected in this. So it's not a worse situation, it's a worse situation. So at all levels. What we're saying is government at all levels should put their hands together to fight this menace of flooding. I mean, from the local government to the state to the federal. It's not to be left only for the federal government. It's going to be a collaborative effort, which will usher in a symbiotic relationship so that we can get a result to put a stop to this and save the lives of thousands of people displaced by flooding.